When I coach moms and dads, I tell them throw out all the apps with logging and all the logbooks, like throw that out. You don't need that. That is not going to help your baby sleep well. So I tend to focus on nighttime sleep. So if your baby starts sleeping through the night, which means if they wake up, babies wake up, but can they put themselves back to sleep? So I show you that, how to help your baby go back to sleep by themselves so they could get like a consistent 10 to 12 hours at night. Once they do that, like I said earlier with the cumulative sleep, if they get like 1 hour of daytime naps or 2 hours total in the day, then they're fine. Schedules are there to help you as a guideline. You may not be able to keep up with the schedule like to the T, and that's okay because life happens. And what is more important is to be flexible instead of on this rigid schedule where you're just stressing yourself out and it doesn't help the situation. Excuse me, guys. My daughter, my 5-year-old just walked into the room. I'm not saying sleep schedules are bad. Sleep schedules are good because that's how you're going to regulate yourself and your baby's sleep. So a sleep schedule helps you say, okay, my baby gets 2 naps a day, right? The first nap is at 10, the second nap is at 1. So if you go out grocery shopping, you try to squeeze it in between those times. So at least you can come home and try to hit those times. Now, if you're 30 minutes plus or minus, right, late or early, you could still follow, huh? Yeah. 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 So like all these logs and all these apps that you have to use, they don't mean that you have to be tied to them. They just cause stress. So I tell moms, throw those out the window. You don't need all that. What you need to do is follow your natural rhythm, right? Babies, they don't care about your apps and your logging and you're stressing out over everything. They don't care about that. What they want is you calm, collected, you are there for them and that you're taking good care of them. That's it. So the window situation is better than, oh my gosh, I did bad. I failed today. My baby didn't sleep at 10:15 a.m. like the log says or the app says they should. No, it's just a guideline. Yeah. And it's the sooner you realize that, the better for you and your baby. I coach moms one-on-one, I do it via Zoom. It's a great coaching program and is the one program that I know is it's private coaching 101 and your baby can start sleeping in less than a week through the night. You've been on here for a while. Do you have any questions? Yeah. Would you like them to sleep through the night? Because it is possible. Okay. No, some moms are like, "Oh, I'm okay if my baby wakes up twice at night and I feed them." That I mean, it's your choice. So if you're ready for your baby to sleep through the night, it is possible. It's easier than you may think. And I have a proven framework that it works. Like, yes, your baby is unique and different, but once you plug yourself into the framework, it works very quickly. Yeah, it's all about the routine that you have, how you put things in order, and when your baby wakes up in the middle of the night, like how do you respond? There's a right way and a fast way to respond to them so they learn to go back to sleep. Moms talking about their struggles or what their frustration is because their baby is just not sleeping through the night. They're exhausted, they're tired, they're at their wits' end, and they don't know what to do. So if you're a mom and you're like, wow, is there help out there? Yes, there's help. Okay, how can I be a part of it? Definitely you're in the right place. There is an easy, proven formula that I created. It's called Baby Sleep Accelerator. And like the name says, you can get your baby sleeping through the night in less than a week if that's what you want, right? And for newborns, no, they're not going to sleep through the night yet. But by the time they're 4 months, if you start setting up the healthy sleep habits now, from the time your baby is a newborn, by the time they get to 4 months old, they'll be able to sleep through the night. I'm a mom of 3, so I am not just out here teaching baby sleep coaching on a theory. I have a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 5-year-old, and I have seen a lot of different things, and I've been coaching parents across the U.S. for 2.5 years. So I am a great resource if you're here and you want to just shoot your shot, ask your question, and I'll be happy to help. Are you getting a lot of support when it comes to your baby's sleep from your spouse or your partner? You're going to be really exhausted. So is he going to be able to step up and help with the babies at night? So when are you going to sleep? What's your plan for when are you going to sleep? All right, that's a plan. I'm going to encourage you when you are on like unique or different schedules than the typical, like, okay, work schedule. I highly recommend sleep training your baby. This is not based on, oh, I prefer like my baby sleeping in my bed sharing, or I prefer this. This is about like your survival so you can make it through this season, that your baby will thrive, that you and your partner will thrive. All right. So once your baby is sleeping, you'll be better able to handle your job, your shift, and your partner can also sleep. And just because you have a baby doesn't mean you are beholden to waking up multiple times at night after they pass 4 months. They can sleep and you can sleep too. I just want to let you guys know that that's a possibility. And if you teach your baby how to sleep through the night, you are not harming them. You're helping the whole family. You need sleep. Your partner or your spouse needs sleep. Your baby needs sleep. And then you can have the entire day to interact with them. So that's what I teach moms how to do. You're not a bad mom. I mean, I meet you where you are. The moms that I coach, I meet them where they are and get the baby to start sleeping in their crib independently 10 to 12 hours every night. All right, so there is fear mongering and people write from their own experience. So you know how when you're pregnant, like you don't hear all the stories from other moms, like, oh my, well, maybe you do, but I'm not one of those moms. When I see a pregnant woman, I don't tell them my birthing story because I don't want to freak them out, because their birthing story may be easier or maybe better. Nothing happens. You know what I mean? And everything is smooth sailing. I used to work in news, right? And the whole purpose of writing a headline or an article or broadcasting a story is to get clicks. So what gets clicks? Fear, oddity, things that are not the norm. So yes, they're going to tell you about, okay, your baby may not sleep, which is a possibility, right? I had a baby with acid reflux, my firstborn, and she slept 1 to 2 hours at a time. That was torture. It was like torture. So my experience it was tough, right? And I was sleeping 2 hours a day. Once my husband would come home, I would sleep from 8 to 10 and then I was up all night. So it was bad. I thought I was going to lose my mind at some point. Now, if my second baby, oh my goodness, she slept almost 4 hours the first day we brought her home and I got scared. I had to wake her up like, are you okay? Like I'm not used to this. And she's still a great sleeper. So you don't know what you're going to get with your baby. But if you get a baby who has sleep issues, then there's help out there. So I get it. There's a lot of fear mongering online, and that's because businesses want to sell products. News media, they want clicks. They want your attention, and that's what gets attention. When you're pregnant, everything's about, oh, you're pregnant, it's so beautiful. The baby registry and have this and have that, and you prepare and you paint the nursery and you do all that. But they rarely talk about the real issues, the issues that you have to deal with after you give birth, right? And because I experienced that, everything was just so happy and I was so joyful, and I took all the classes that I could when I was pregnant. But when I had my baby, I was like, what? I didn't know what to do with sleep, the acid reflux. I was like, what? This is out my league. I went to college. I have a bachelor's degree. I work in this big media company. I should know these things, and I didn't. And I'm not fear mongering. I'm just telling you like it is. For me to survive having 3 children under 5 years old, definitely sleep was a priority. For them to sleep through the night, it was a must, or else I don't know how I would have made it through that season. I see a lot of moms on the fence. Should I sleep train? I mean, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. It's just that you're going to go through a lot of frustration, maybe a lot of sleepless nights, or waking up in the middle of the night, getting uninterrupted sleep that you can bypass. So it's up to you. I like the soft life. So if I can get help, I'm going to get it. So if that's you, then we could chat afterwards. Follow your gut, learn to speak up and advocate for yourself and your baby, and, get help when you need to get it. So I teach moms how to be flexible, and flexibility is the name of the game with baby sleep coaching. Your baby might get sick, meaning they may get a cold, an ear infection, something like that, a tummy ache. And how do you deal with that? How do you make them go to sleep and feel safe and protected and get their rest, because they need sleep to get through those infections or sicknesses? When you go on a vacation, how do you maintain your baby's sleep? There's a way to do it. Baby sleep coaching, this is it. This is how I support my family. I truly believe in it. And I truly believe this whole motherhood experience can be better from the start. And this is not to scare you, but getting your baby to sleep is like a nice training ground, because all the other things that are coming your way, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an adventure. All of us are gonna go on these adventures in motherhood, right? Different adventures, but we will have adventure. And if you can square this part away now, at least you won't be going through all the adventures life is gonna throw your way, and still have a kid staying up till midnight, a 5-year-old staying up till midnight and having behavioral issues, for example. I'm just saying. So a lot of things are going to come up in motherhood, especially when your child is a toddler. A lot of things with you. How do I say this? Like, however you were raised, whether good or bad, it's going to come back and like stare you in the face. And a lot of times it's a lot of bad that comes up. And you go through so many changes. Like, getting your baby regulated with sleep now helps a whole lot. I don't even know. I don't want to scare you guys. Bed sharing has its downsides as well. I hear moms talking about they don't want to get their baby to sleep in the crib because they're going to feel like they're less connected to their baby. And that is far from the truth. I know there's so much information, mixed information out there online, different articles, different books, different like psychologists saying different things. But here it is. Sometimes you just need to separate day and night. So you let your child sleep through the night in their own crib, in their own space. They could be in your room. That's fine. But then you maximize the daytime, right? So daytime, you show them all the love, you play with them, you interact with them, you read, you have fun, you look them in the eye, give them lots of eye contact so they know that they are loved. They know that mommy's there for them and mommy's not going anywhere. So when you put them in the crib at night, they'll feel less anxiety. Separation anxiety is real. But if you give your all, even if it's 1 to 2 hours a day, you're a working mom and you're not a stay-at-home mom, you don't spend all day with your baby. If you give them your all during that time, that window, it is more than enough, because that's your situation. That's what you can give. So when you put them in the crib at night, they'll be more settled. So I teach moms how these techniques to maximize that love and nurturing right before you put your baby to bed, so that your baby can feel loved and not anxious. So hopefully that helps you and you get a little takeaway from that. But the sooner you start separating day and night for your baby, the better. So they can sleep. So they know that nighttime is for sleeping, daytime is for bonding, playing, living life, eating, all that. If your baby is over 4 months and they're not underweight, your baby has the capacity biologically to sleep through the night without any nursing session, any formula feeding. Did you know that? So some moms are like, oh, my baby has to eat at night. If you do it right during the day, your baby does not need any feeding at night. If your baby is healthy and they're over 4 months old, they can sleep through the night. And you can still have a chunky baby and they don't eat at night. My third baby was 9 pounds, 6 ounces at birth. And that child was wearing like 6-month clothes. She was like 3 months old and she was exclusively breastfed. And she was the biggest baby I've seen, like out of all my 3 girls. She's the biggest one. And she slept through the night and she was exclusively breastfed because at baby number 3, I was like, you know what? I'm going to toss all the baby bottles. And I did. I was like, we're going to figure this out and you're going to drink your milk from the boob and you're going to be fine. And I don't know, maybe that's just a third baby situation where I was more confident as a mom, and she thrived. And I know a lot of, people are going online to different groups, like all these Facebook groups or following people on TikTok. And you're just going to get so much information. It's going to rattle your brain because everyone has a different opinion about how you should raise your baby. And if you just stick to one source, one voice who you trust that can help you get your baby to sleep through the night, that is way better than like jumping all over the place, looking for answers, and then you end up more confused. Mommyhood is tough. It can be lonely. When I say it's adventurous, I'm meaning it's it's very like you just don't know what's going to hit you sometimes, and you still have to get through it. So going through all of that, you're recovering from postpartum. During postpartum, you just gave birth, your hormones are all over the place. And on top of that, you're getting all these mixed signals from in-laws, from your own parents, from friends, like, oh, I did this for my baby. My baby was like this and this worked. And this, you're just like, it's not working for me. Then definitely make a decision about what you want for your baby, and then take steps based on that. So if you need support, get support. You may have to invest a little. I have a book called Baby Sleep Accelerator. It's on Amazon. Like you can get it. You can listen to it. There's an audiobook. You can get the ebook. You can get it and read it and follow it, or you can join my coaching program. Message me after this if you want more information. Does anyone have questions about their baby sleep issues right now? You have a question about how to get dad more involved. Dad wants the baby out the bed. What's going on? Can you remind me again what is going on? Why you have to bed share again? If you're done, like you're ready for him to sleep in the crib, there's a way to do that and to do it gently. You sound like you're a very go by the flow kind of mom, very gentle, which is fine. You don't have to do anything that's going to make him overly agitated, but it sounds like he has an association with sucking, especially your boob, and sleeping. Now, there are associations that you can build yourself, and there are associations that you can break. So I show moms how to build sleep associations and how to break the ones that they don't want anymore. In my program, if you have a partner or a spouse, if dad is in the picture, I make sure that you, mom, get some help. So sometimes dads will cop out because they're scared, they're nervous, but they're not going to tell you. They don't know how to help you. They don't know how to help the baby sleep. This is out their league, but they're not going to tell you. They're men. They're fixers. And if they don't know how to fix something, they're not going to say anything. But you're going to feel some kind of tension. You could feel like, wow, I feel like a single parent because I'm doing everything when it comes to the baby, especially at night when it's time for the baby to sleep. I'm on my own. Hear me out. This may not be you. But I understand what that can do to a mom, to feel isolated and to feel alone. So in my sleep coaching program, I make sure I intentionally use dads and their abilities, their voice to help your baby sleep better through the night. So I include them without you having to say anything. And so once the dads come, it is so much easier for your baby to sleep through the night. It's like chef's kiss. It's the secret sauce, one of the secret sauces that I use. So if you're in that situation, a lot of moms feel that way, like dad is not helping. Sometimes it's a dad just not knowing how to verbalize what their fears. And so dads are amazing. I include them in the program. Your baby will sleep better. They don't even have to, the dads don't have to get up in the middle of the night. But the things that they could do at the start of your baby's bedtime routine, it works wonders. All right. So that's how I get dads involved without you, mom, having to even say a word, to force dad to be involved, but you can get support that way. So I like to help moms by getting dads more involved, and it's a win-win for everyone. Baby gets dad's attention, you get help, everyone sleeps better, and I'm a big believer in that. So that's part of my philosophy, part of my Baby Sleep Accelerator coaching program. You're blessed to have a husband who is very supportive. My husband is supportive too, and he taught me a lot, actually. I used to just observe him putting the baby to sleep, and I'm like, oh, so when this happens, that's what happens. The baby sleeps better when he did this. Oh, so I started writing it down, and that's how I have my great program.